Hi, this is Tracy HD, and I want to thank you for joining me today for another energy and guidance reading. And we're using the Sacred Spirit reading cards by Anna Stark. This is a timeless reading, so whenever this reading finds you is when you're supposed to hear its message, although it is March 12th, 2020. And you can use this reading as a pick a card reading, 1, 2, or 3, or a blended reading with all 3 cards. As I shuffle the deck, I'm asking all light beings, angels, and God, please relay the message I need to share with my viewers, the highest good of all. And for the first card, I'll take a card from the top. Second card, I'll take a card from the center. And the last card, I'll take the bottom card. Okay, so the first card is Spirit Messages. Observe limitations. And we have this beautiful crow. And I see birds every day outside my window. And this morning when I woke up, I was wondering about this dove that I used to see on a daily basis. And I heard the dove yesterday, but I didn't see it when I was outside. And then this morning, as I was sitting there having my morning coffee, the dove landed in the pear tree outside, just at eye level, exactly for me to see it. So that's what I was reminded of when I saw this card just now, that these birds have messages that could, cross our path each and every day. There are definitely, signs that we need to pay attention to. And it says here, oh, this is a hummingbird actually. It looked like a crow because of the black, but I guess the beak does show me that it is a hummingbird. And it says the hummingbird can travel distances despite its small size and has the ability to fly backwards, reminding us that no matter where we are in life, we can always take a few steps back and try again. Being willing to step back and see things differently in order to take in the sweetness of life is all part of the hummingbird's blessing. The hovering wings of the hummingbird move in an infinite loop. The figure 8 pattern, the symbol defined as unending sequence. This powerful symbol represents endlessness, the infinite life of the spirit. Right now, you have spirit guiding you. There are many messages around you and are waiting to be acknowledged. Pay attention to specific encounters of these special meanings. They will bring confirmation from the spirit realm. Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. And this dove seems to show up when I'm feeling particularly low and feeling a little hopeless and very sad about a situation that I'm dealing with right now. And it gives me like such hope when I see this dove, and it shows up exactly at the right times, at the very moment, within my view of whatever I'm looking at. It just shows up there. It appears like it did this morning. And it also says, know that right now you're being visited by past loved ones. And so maybe that's a past loved one. That could very well, you know, be the spirit of my grandfather or my father. And wow. They're asking you to be observant of the signs they are sending you on a daily basis. Be aware of these moments as your mind wanders to nostalgic memories from the past. You may be visited by loved ones while you are lucid dreaming. Keep a handy journal next to your sleeping space so you can record these moments immediately. Please acknowledge these signs and communications with love and gratitude, as it takes a great deal of energy for these special encounters. The beautiful hum of the hummingbird inspires magic and joy to those that witness these joyful encounters. If you witness the flight of the hummingbird, know that luck and positivity is on its way. And yes, in the northern hemisphere here, spring is right around the corner. And each day it seems like I hear the sound of another bird outside, that they're coming back from wherever they migrated to for the winter. They're coming back to my backyard, so I could hear each and every one of them in the morning. And sometimes you don't see them, but you hear them. So if you're used to recognizing and being able to identify their sounds, you'll know that that is a message. Whatever type of bird it is bringing to you some type of sign or message. So pay attention to the signs. Don't overlook them. Don't be too busy in life that you miss out on all these signs and synchronicities. And then the next one is Astral Travel. And how interesting, because the first card is mentioning about, lucid dreaming and keeping a dream journal. And this one here is, Astral Travel. And it's saying astral travel can be described as willful out of body experience, allowing a person to observe their physical surroundings, entering the gateway to the astral plane or astral realm with the intention is a careful practice that must be aligned with intention, clarity, and soulful purpose. A sacred portal to hidden realms accessing the astral body allows you to travel and experience different realms of consciousness and universal experiences. Clairvoyance, psychic abilities, and spirit communication all require astral realm connections. The Akashic records exist within this realm and are guarded by sacred light keepers. With any astral travel, it is recommended to have travel buddy with you, such as an ascended master or archangel, for added spiritual safety. Primarily, an astral experience allows individuals to be an observer, a witness to surroundings such as environments, past events, people, and our own forgotten experiences, including those long before our physical sense of visual or memory recall. Returning from an astral experience can leave everlasting impressions in our waking life, or it can leave you physically out of balance. While the soul is still tethered to our physical body via an invisible, energetic silver cord, anchoring the soul back into your physical body often requires a physical reset through spiritual or holistic practices. Astral information and experiences are affected by fear based thoughts and energy frequencies. Keep your vibration high and alert your senses to any unwanted energetic connections that can influence you in a negative and spiritually abusive way. Right now, you're being asked to keep your spiritual radio tuned to listen for unwanted interference, observe your surroundings, and be aware of manipulation by others through psychic energy, speech, and planned social meetings. Caution is required in all areas of communication. Keep sensitive information confidential. And yeah, so like this is kind of giving me the message from spirit that we also need to protect ourselves from a lot of negative energies out there. There's a lot of people that say that they are under psychic attack and they're feeling this overwhelming sense of tiredness and exhaustion, or these feelings of dread that just come out of nowhere for no apparent reason. And that's really interesting because I do have a lot of protective jewelry. I wear a lot of black tourmaline and black obsidian, and I just ordered a very beautiful evil eye bracelet that's going to be arriving on Friday. So you want to be aware of your environment. You want to be aware of what you're feeling when you're around different people, and always protect yourself. And then the last card is Guardian. And we have this beautiful wolf howling at the moon. And it says, guard your energy. Again, energy. These two cards really link together about energy. And this first one about signs and messages. And I also feel that, our loved ones that have passed on are actually protecting us as well, from the spiritual realm and looking over us. And they're the ones that are sending us the signs because they're protecting us. And then this beautiful card, Guardian, is just amazing, the energy from this. And we just had, the full moon. And the card reads, Guardians of the spiritual realm and perceived different. Guardians of the spiritual realm are perceived differently across all cultures and religions. Totem spirits, angels, and other shamanic spirit helpers are assigned to everyone at birth and can be discovered through vision quests, meditations, and deep forms of prayer. In ancient times, the medicinal assistance of hallucinogenic plants were used. Every individual has a guardian or guardian spirit that watches over them during their lifetime. Different stages of life can bring changes to those helpers depending on what lessons or guidance are needed to complete levels of soul growth for the soul's ascension. Guardian spirits are often perceived in animal forms due to the recognition of their personal characteristics and mannerisms. The wolf depicts challenges in personal boundaries and being able to trust others with our emotional vulnerability. Yeah, that word boundaries is coming up again. So many of us are not establishing boundaries, and we're being taken advantage of by people that are of lower vibration. And you just feel exhausted after you've had encounters with these people. So you may want to consider, putting up boundaries for your own, health and well-being. It also says guardian spirits are often perceived. Oh, right now you must guard your energy fiercely. Be mindful of how you feel energetically around others. Exactly. Just got that message from spirit. Pay attention to how you feel around others. Exhaustion, fatigue, confusion, and clouded judgment is possible now if you allow yourself to be influenced by these energy vampires. Yes, psychic vampires. I mean, I know two people that are popping into my head right now that I had to go no contact with this past summer, that like literally just sucked the life out of me. One was a family member, and the other one was the family member's close friend that I just couldn't I just couldn't take it anymore. I mean, I was to the point where I was so drained and exhausted from having just a very, very minimal contact with them that I realized I can't do this. I just got to go no contact with these people. I mean, I felt like I was so exhausted this summer that I could have been hospitalized. I mean, that's how serious it got. And no matter how much you want these people to change, you can't love them back into being a decent person. These people are of low vibration. That's exactly what they are. And the only thing you can do is remove them from your life. And it was a very, very exhausting experience to say the least. And it says only you decide on conscious or subconscious level if you wish to interact with these toxic energies. It is possible now to have interactions with police and emergency service personnel, as the guardian is a protector and teacher of spirits, highlighting personal safety and safety of others. Currently, lunar cycles are influential. Be cautious of the full moon's influence over people and places. Always put your personal safety first and avoid taking unnecessary risks. And yeah, we just had that full moon. And it just seems that people really get emotional and can really go off the deep end. And how amazing is that? And excuse me for one moment because I do see the dove right outside my window. And I do want to take a picture of him because I did ask him to come back. And there he is in the tree. Well, I will need to take a picture at another time. But getting back to what I was saying, this dove is definitely following me around. As you can see, as soon as I go to take his picture, he goes away. He's just there for a second to get my attention and then goes about his business. Very, very interesting. So basically, what this card is saying is, protect yourself. Trust your gut feelings when you're around people. If you feel drained, if you feel exhausted, you don't have to explain your feelings, okay? You're just feeling them. It's your gut instincts, it's your intuition, it's our internal warning system that is telling us that we need to go away from these people. We need to distance ourselves. No one should have to deal with toxic vampires. If these are people that are in your family, I'm sorry, you got to go no contact with them. If it's somebody at your job, maybe you want to change jobs. Maybe that's not the place for you because I had a whole office full of psychic vampires. And I'll tell you, it took its toll on my health until I finally left the situation. So be very aware of how you feel when you're around certain people. And realize that you're not being mean by setting boundaries or going no contact. It's about self-care and respecting yourself and not allowing these people, to be in your life. You've got to love yourself enough to say, hey, this just doesn't feel right. I can't do this to myself. Put yourself first for once. What a very powerful reading. And I'm hoping that Dove comes back because I do want to take his picture and post it on my Facebook. Wow. I'll tell you, signs from spirit every day. And, as I'm sitting here doing this reading and I'm looking down at these cards and I just catch a glimpse of, like I said, that dove that just landed right within my eyes view right now as we were recording this it's just reinforcing, this first card. Uh, be aware of the signs. Okay, maybe even get yourself one of those books that'll tell you all about animal totems, or there's a whole wealth of knowledge on the internet that you could look up the meanings of these different animals. But I know for a fact that I'm being watched over and protected right now just by the sight of that dove this morning and just a little bit ago where it was almost this close that I could reach out and touch it. So, wow, very powerful. If you've enjoyed this reading, please like it by giving it a thumbs up, share it, and above all, subscribe because I will be back with more.